What's up, my little Tattle Tells? How are you doing today? Well, baby, if you are Kanye West, you should be wondering two things. One, are there any more shoes to drop? And two, how did Kardashians know you were getting dropped from all of your deals before you even knew you were getting dropped? Now, you guys, I saw early this morning when Kanye literally got dropped from his management, CAA, one of the biggest things. And I said, that's odd. Kanye's been going on a rampage all week, right? Kardashians have been silent. All of a sudden, Kim basically does a photo op, literally walking out with Ivanka. There's photos of them meeting in private in a public restaurant, talking about, what are you doing when your family members make you look bad? And I said, listen, Kimberly, you might have gotten Kanye fooled with that dumb act. He talking about Robert Kardashian, your protector and guider. We'll talk about that later. But now you're sitting here trying to run it on the public. No, baby, if you had a problem with this, you would have said something back when it actually happened. If you had a problem with anything, right? But that's not it. Then you see Kylie, Chloe, and Kim all post stuff. Kim ain't had the BALS to put it on her Instagram, so I think she put it on her Twitter. She's being eaten up on Twitter because people called it false, tired, and delayed. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because Kanye West has gotten so much bad news today. We really need to ask ourselves what's left. Now, listen, I know a lot of y'all are Kanye's fans. I'm like, oh, he playing chess. Can somebody tell me what move? Is this the Queen's Gamble? What part of chess is he playing? Is this honestly the Queen's Gamble? Because I'm confused at this point. Honestly, he got dropped at CAA. We'll talk about that. It's not over. He got dropped from Good Music. Now, I know what y'all are thinking. Finally, Big Sean will be free to bring us some real music when he and Janae Aqua, is it Aqua or Akoi, are done bringing that beautiful baby, whether it's a girl or boy, bringing that beautiful baby into the world. I think they're having a boy, if I'm not mistaken. Finally, Big Sean, a West Coast legend. But I will say, okay, so fine. He got dropped from not Good Music, but Def Jam dropped Good Music. And y'all, there have been calls with everybody for Adidas to cut ties with Kanye. Now, I knew that wouldn't happen. Do you know why? Not because Adidas cares, and not because of their own past with anti-everything. Hugo Boss, Adidas, a lot of these companies, go back 60 years and see what they were doing, whether they were producing stormtrooper boots or not, right? I don't want to get demonetized, right? Kanye's a billionaire. Mama needs her coins. But honestly, go look at their history. They're not clean either. So I already know off the bat, it's not because y'all care. Why? You couldn't cut ties because Kanye is Adidas. Think about it. Before Kanye, who was wearing Adidas? If you didn't play soccer, right? Not even football. If you didn't play soccer or some other collegiate sport that needed cleats, and even then when you were rocking Adidas, it's only because they had your school colors and you couldn't buy anything else. Who was rocking Adidas before Kanye? Kanye, for better or worse, is Adidas. If they cut ties with them, their stock, basically, it wasn't Kanye 80% of their profits, so Adidas hasn't cut ties. But y'all, woo! Two things just happened. Adidas stock plummeted as the brand refuses to cut ties with Kanye West over anti-everybody remarks. And get this, Adidas right now is trending on Twitter, trending on Twitter because people refuse to accept that they are still going to be in bed with Kanye West, and they want them to drop him from Kanye West. And you know, right around the time I said this, I said, you know what? This would be a very, very good time to say, woo, act like, remember when Mr. Burns and The Simpsons ate a lot of, what did he get? Like the nuclear, ate a lot of radiation or whatever. And he was walking in his nightgown and was like, woo. And Homer thought he was an alien. I said, it's about time to start acting like you're cuckoo for Cocoa Cups because, baby, I'm not making light of mental health, but if there wasn't ever a time to pull the mental health card, it would be now that your whole world is crumbling. Y'all, let's get into this mess. And you know the funny thing is, don't get me wrong. Kanye, back then when he was like, this was a choice, that was a choice, I let him slide because I'll be honest with you, I thought it was like a mental episode. It wasn't until people that work in the mental health profession pointed out that doesn't make you say anti-everybody remarks. That doesn't make you say that things were a choice, you know? I don't take any delight in this. I will say, though, I don't understand how it had to happen like this. I don't understand how it happened, how it had to happen for this, right? Because at the end of the day, and this is what we need to talk about, Kanye did it to himself. And why? Why? Again, assuming this isn't like some type of meltdown that he can't be controlled from, but everybody's saying that this isn't a meltdown, that he is in his full faculties, at least the people closest to him. Nobody's rang the alarm bell, right? So you did this to yourself. You said these remarks again, and then you doubled down on them. You said, because here's the thing, right? I'm Black, if you guys didn't know. Hi, my name is Tisa, and Gucci think I love him, right? I'm Black. When he said the things about George F, the family, I'm trying to walk around monetization, but you get what I'm saying. When he said all of these things, I was offended. I was aghast. I've defended some of his antics because some I found funny, and two, I was like, stop putting 20 on 10, the Kardashians. I still stand firm by what I said of Kim when she was trying to turn him into the next OJ and this and that. Kanye says a lot of stuff, and nobody's accusing him of being the next OJ. Nobody thinks he's a threat to anything. I stand by what I said, but when he moved into other territory, and I said, yo, just because of my life, the things I've seen, what happened during the protests and all this stuff, I said, what you're doing is very, very dangerous. The narrative you're putting out is very, very dangerous. And the dog whistles that you're putting out are super dangerous. A lot of people are like, what are you talking about? Our lives do matter. And I said, but nobody said your lives didn't. I'm talking about the dog whistles that were being put out. The dog whistles, he said, with those t-shirts. The dog whistles, he said, over the other things in that interview, right? And now we're seeing that even though you might not have heard it, people heard the whistles and people are now reacting. All he had to do was apologize. That's all he had to do. He could apologize to the community. We would have had his back. I mean, prior to him losing his mind, or apologize to the people that you also offended with your other remarks, very hurtful remarks on everybody's side, right? He refused to. Some people were in my comments saying, no, what are you talking about? Joe Rogan still has a platform. I said, yeah, except for the fact that Joe Rogan apologized and he walked stuff back when his stuff was being bought up and people were trying to cancel him. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't have been canceled. I'm not saying he should. I'm just saying, come on, we all know how to play this game that works in how you feel in America. The fact that Kanye refused to play the game, and a lot of people are saying, oh, you don't understand, he playing chess, y'all playing checkers. And I'm like, all right, I'm waiting for this move, but right now it looks like everyone and everything is cutting ties with them. And you know what? It's your right. If I'm part of a group and you insult me, it is my right. You can have free speech, but can you be surprised? Because if I have power and you insult me or my mama or some family hurt, and I have power, and it's all public opinion, why do I have to support you? Why wouldn't I expect to be canceled, right? Why wouldn't you expect that? So I thought this is what he wanted, right? But Joe Rogan apologized. Kanye then went on and like laughed about it. Then said he thinks he's just jealous of the J people. Then he said he's jealous because they don't get A, B, or, and I'm like, that's legal in their homeland. He then went on to say he's jealous because they don't shoot each other in the street like rappers. He then went on to say he's jealous that they don't act like Black people, and he wants, well, not Black people, but Black stereotype. It was a mess. I'm not even getting into this, right? No, here's the thing. That's what I'm thinking. So at this point, whether you feel sorry for Kanye or not, whether you think it's warranted or not, let's just move past the way we personally feel about the situation and actually look at what is actually happened. This was intentional. He could have walked this back. He could have apologized. He could have pulled the mental health card. He chose not to do anything. He doubled down and went back and gave more interviews and apologized. He even blamed the J media for making Kim put her booty on the cover at 42 years old with 4 kids. No, listen, I don't care if she's 42 or 4 kids, like dropping it like it's hot and letting everybody see what that thing do. Literally, what I am saying is can we just admit for 2 seconds? Can we just admit for 2 seconds that, like, whether it was right, wrong, smart, stupid, he did this on purpose? Does anybody know why he's doing this on purpose? To expose what? Did he expect this, right? Listen, the thing is, it's like, it's intentional. He could apologize. He didn't even need to be sincere. We all know the way things go in America. You didn't need to be sincere. All you had to do was just not be, I don't know, stupid, if you want to call it that. But maybe he has a bigger plan and I don't see this. Listen, there's lots of things that I don't see. I just point out what I see, right? He had so many opportunities. All he had to do was just walk it back. Anyway, right? Everyone saw this coming. He was in a boardroom showing people, he was in a meeting about contract negotiations, showing people like PR, like he was showing things that looked like Kim's home movie, but more things in a business meeting. What did you expect to happen? I saw people in my comments being like, well, now they know how Kanye felt. And I said, you realize in a business setting, that's what I said, y'all ain't got jobs, not y'all, but people that say that, do you realize just because somebody makes you feel some type of way doesn't mean that you can do anything you need to say how it's like saying, I feel like you slapped me in my face does not mean I can slap you in your face because that's the way you made me feel. Y'all realize that, right? Listen, and if he did that and filmed it, who knows what he was doing behind the scenes? Who knows? Seriously, I don't know. Again, that's the first thing where I said, it's like, are you having an episode? Do you need to be relieved of, I don't know, do you need to go on a little vacation until you catch up with reality? Again, I know that after that fashion show stud and after the George F thing and his attack on Black women, for Gabriella, I don't have any sympathy. At this point, I'm just curious at how bad do things have to get? And what is his exit? Don't tell me he's a genius. Don't tell me he sees the future. Don't tell me I'm too stupid to understand. Let me know in the comments respectfully, because you know I'll block you. Let me know in the comments respectfully. I'm being dead serious. I want to know, what is the plan forward? And I don't want to hear any blind faith. And I'm not saying I don't see how he can get out of it. I'm not saying he can't get out of this, but I want to know what the path forward is. I want to know what the game plan is. I want to know what love is. I just want to know what the step is. Listen, Adidas stock is plummeting. He has been dropped by Def Jam. They said that they are no longer affiliated with Def Jam. Ye's contract as an artist with the label expired following the release of 2021's Donda, although it's unclear if he's expected to continue his partnership with his longtime label home prior to, but I'll say this, Ye's so big, you don't really need Def Jam, and everybody know. I mean, you need the distribution, but he's big enough that he can distribute his own music. My whole thing is the CAA drops. And again, it seems like the Kardashians knew this was coming before Kanye even knew it was coming. And Kim was in damage control. Jesus Christ. I was at Kim's birthday present to Kanye. Kanye's like, baby, I'm taking everybody down. Again, CAA dropped him. The AFC, again, I don't know a CAA. I just know that you cannot, I just know that you cannot sit there and deeply offend people. I don't care if you think it's stupid or not. You cannot sit there and deeply offend people. And then when they have power over you, get upset that they choose to exercise their power to make an example out of you. Again, I don't know. I feel like if Kanye hadn't pissed off the community, this wouldn't have happened. I'm being serious, because we would have did what we did. We would have rallied around him. We would have made sure he got some help. We would have interpreted things. We would have saved him from his own self. It's happened every single time he's gone off the deep end. Kanye decided he didn't need the community. Again, I'm not saying it's the end for him, but I am saying, honestly, what are the next moves? I'm curious. I'm curious to see. Anyway, my little Tattle Tells, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.